Welcome everyone
Okay.
to the 149th weekly live stream.
Hello.
It's us.
We're getting
Yeah.
so close. Oh my god, that's next week then. Oh my god.
That is how time progresses.
We're trying to plan things, I guess.
We've sort of planned it, and we're gonna do our regular live stream, and then we very likely will start up a request stream.
Ooh.
Ooh. It might go to multi-stream. It might not. We don't know. Something's gonna happen.
Some of us are doing something like that on a different channel. Last week, I believe.
Yeah, that
Can't remember
system
what day it
worked
was. Yeah, it went well enough. We had actually a bunch of viewers. It's really cool. We had like a bunch of requests and only got through like a small handful.
So, today we got Ellie Claw
Hello.
and Fluffy's Eye.
Hello.
And there's a cute pencil case sitting off in the background, covered in a pile of glitter.
Hi. I also have some fluff today because of the sewing.
Any glitter all over her?
Yeah, glitter and fur sewing.
Sparkly pens and fluffy things. So.
And there's me, a half-eaten apple core. Or no, Zom. Yeah.
Oh, I had the half-eaten apple core.
Right.
I had a chocolate apple.
So, regular deal as always. If you got any art, please feel free to submit it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. And we'll get to the horses now.
Send us out.
The horses.
It's no longer scrolling that in the top left corner because I accidentally removed it from my thing.
Oh no.
Silly Ollie.
Well, I forgot scenes were a thing, and I just modified
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
only
say it was-
scene.
Oh, see, I did that when I had to. I was hosting this one week. I didn't realize that like profiles didn't have their own scenes, so I made a profile for the MLPDS, set everything up, deleted all the scenes I had on there, thinking it just like duplicated them, and then like set up MLPDS ones. Switched back to my own stuff for live streaming later on, and realized I didn't have any of my stuff set up, and I was like, oh, why?
Yeah.
This is a pain.
I thought
But we gave me an
profiles
excuse to
carried
remake
them.
everything.
It's annoying. Why would you give me profiles if you don't carry settings unique to the profile?
Exactly. It's only like the settings to do with like video and audio and streaming location and shit. But they need to carry over the scenes. Do it. CPC, that's cute.
So, this is by Null Serene, and it started on this horse wanting to try sitting front angle thing and spent forever trying to get it right. Don't think I got it looking good. Kinda just wanted to be done with it after a bit and just went with what I had and did some lazy coloring. So that's this.
Ooh. Yeah, I do that a lot. Like I'll just sketch stuff and then I'm gonna like throw on like I'll just like shade. I'll do like a color tone on top of the sketch and color these eyes, and then like, oh, now it looks. I feel like I need to put this like mane in, and then it looks weird that the coat's all white, and I'll do that. And I guess he needs a cuting mark. One thing after another, and then I'm just like fully coloring the entire thing. But sometimes it's nice just to do like a simplistic, like a tone thing, like you've done here. Unless the pony's coloring is literally like white and gray. It's
Man, it's a shame we can't get them here because they posted this in the Discord.
oh
Did they?
They did. Didn't get a response though.
yeah, I thought this looked familiar actually. I love what you're doing with these expressions here. We see a lot of art on here that has like very like obviously they're still like learning anatomy and getting to like facial expressions is just like not something that's happened yet. But I love what you're doing here. I love how you got like the eyes for like the eyelids. You've like rather than just like doing like a little thing, you've really gone all in on like making these eyes nice and squinty, and you got the eyebrows. All very good stuff. She looks very like, what's the word? Like she's plotting something.
Devious.
Yeah, a little bit devious. I was actually I had to like Deputy search bedroom eyes and also comma safe the other day for it is a difficult expression to get right sometimes, but I think you've done it pretty nicely. You could I'm not sure what sort of expression. See, it's hard to actually work on expressions anything other than like when it's really basic and we're sort of giving advice on how to make it have more life in it. This already has life in it, so I don't know if what I just did is what you're actually trying to do. It depends, because the slightest change of a line in expression work can like change how it feels. Like even like just like this, like change it, you know. So like I can't really do much on that, but I think it looks nice. It's just hard to be able to critique that particularly without your input on what the expression is. But good job with that so far. Oh, I also love that your ear is like on the side of the head next to the eyes and not like here on top of them. That's really great.
So I've just gone ahead and extended the back leg a bit and tilted it to what the body appears to be wanting. So ponies aren't very long. They're like this cute little jelly bean that you just want to eat up. And their body length is actually shorter than their legs and arms. So if they're lying down with most of the leg sticking out, their leg's actually going to interact with the elbow at least. So I've just gone ahead and extended that leg on the back, and then just slightly fixed some of the bones that are happening in that front leg. And basically that just looks like we have the shoulder, goes for that first bone, goes for the second bone, and then you have the hoof. That's what I got for this one.
I think I was going back and seeing what they worked on in critique. They actually submitted this sketch to critique as well. And I'm just going over what you read. I noticed that you see that there's some issues with maybe proportioning here. You have the head very big and the body is very small comparatively, and everything's kind of squished together. And looking at your sketch and looking at your finished image, it doesn't seem like you made many changes. And I know it's annoying to go back and fix your sketches, but sometimes spending that little bit of time taking and making changes, even redrawing it if you see something wrong, it's good to power through. Don't worry, like, don't get me wrong, it's very good to power through on images, and sometimes it doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be done to get the miles on for training and practice. But it also does help learning, applying the things you see wrong, like noticing that the head's too big, going back and making it smaller, doing those things before you put in all that hard work. The sketch phase is the phase to fix so much stuff that can go wrong with the drawing. I mean, line art is essentially tracing your sketch. So just try again, try sketching over it or doing a whole new sketch, or apply those changes that you see and acknowledge. Otherwise, yeah, that's all I got.
All right, then. That was quick.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one.
The Twilight.
The Twilight. This is by... Not that post. Somehow not that post. What the heck? Alright. This is by Dragbacks. Always wanted to try out an older version of Twilight.
It was really cool.
I do notice this is an older picture based on the fact that it's signed 2017.
Yes.
Yeah, if this was January, then it could potentially not be that old. But it's December 2018 now, so by definition, it has to be now.
So we have seen other pictures by them. In fact, we've critiqued a bunch of other pictures by them. Last week we did the ones with the two guards standing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that was them. And
that was really awesome.
Yeah, we never got a response from them. That's a shame. We also never got a response from the previous one on them. So if you're listening to this one, respond to your critiquers. Actually, we did get a response on the last one. My bad. Hold the horses. Put down the pitchforks.
I'm holding them.
Put the little horses down. They've had enough holding time.
But it's a hug. It's fine.
I must say, just while LD is doing whatever it is, he's car crashing. I love this like fade of yellow. Like you've taken like her mane as it like normally is, but you've made it like really pretty and elegant. And then you've just given it like this yellow hue. That's really a really nice idea for like older Princess Twilight, taking like the ideas we get from like Celestia and Luna with the mane, but making it feel like Twilight as a concept.
Yeah. I mean, and I'll say in general, it's really great that you're showing us this, but try to give us more recent art. If we're critiquing, it really doesn't help you as an artist unless you have very specific questions for us for like this piece. If it's like a design thing or you had us very specific questions, it's not very helpful to go back and critique something from almost 2 years now ago, or
Well,
a
yeah.
year and some.
Yeah.
So let's do this a different way than actually just critiquing, because let's be honest, this picture looks great. The wing has a good
Yeah.
shape. The body legs
Yeah.
might a little work on the back legs, but
But I
damn,
feel like
that
that's
I
mane.
improved
enjoy looking at this
since-
picture.
Right. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. We'll love to answer them for you. If you have any modern art, because even doing like a lookup search, I can't find any of your pictures online. So you're hoarding them in some type of digital vault somewhere, or Google is just very bad at searching for your pictures.
But what if they don't like modern art? What if they like pop art?
So what I want out of you, if at all possible, your latest art that you have questions about for your next post.
Yes, give us good specific questions. Well, it doesn't even have to be good. Just give us specific questions.
Be like, hey, I am having problems with the left butt cheek. I need your help. We'll be like, all right, that's a specific question. And we'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't find their pictures anywhere. I'm now just searching for all of them.
Top secret artist.
There. Some floof has been applied.
All right, so
Floof.
let's then just go on to the next one. Yeah?
Sounds good.
Woohoo. We are getting through these a little bit too quickly. If any of you watching have any art you'd like us to critique, feel free to send it to us.
Too quickly? Well, yeah, actually, yeah. I spent more time setting
We're
up
on
the
the
stream than the stream's
We're on
gonna
the
last.
third picture already, dude. It hasn't even been. It's been like 17 minutes or 15. We were a little bit late.
Do I not get highlighted when talking?
Hmm?
Mine.
You
Oh,
what?
You get for me.
okay.
I
Then it's
see you
just
lighting up.
these. Selectively ignoring me. I get it.
So rude.
So this last one was actually linked to us in our post for the weekly post. We make one of those the day of, because I'm too lazy to figure out what days down in a week look like, so I just make it the day of.
Yeah.
So, this is by Dreadpone. They actually posted this last week, and they got a bunch of critiques, so we decided to to not do it. Generally, we don't do pictures that get a whole bunch of critique, because when we read through the critique, we go, yeah, this is mostly what we're talking about. But they had further questions that they were hoping to get some clarification via images.
Cool. Specific
Nice. questions.
See what we're talking about.
So thank you. While my other critique outlined most of my problems, but I wouldn't mind getting a little more in-depth analysis of them. Some thoughts of the general perspective, objects' geometry size would be nice, like what needs to go where and how big to convey the same mood, but more logically while obeying the laws of perspective. Anatomy. My biggest concern is Sunset's right foreleg. Like I mentioned in the comments, I spent a lot of time on it, and it still doesn't feel like I quite nailed it. Leo's anatomy didn't really have that much importance to me, so critique about his body is not that important. Leo? Oh, the lion. Right. Where was I? Blah, 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 blah. Didn't have that much importance to me. I didn't give it 100%, my 100%, and I'm okay with that. General tips might be okay, though? Question mark, ellipses. How is the composition as a whole? Does it feel boring? Is it impressive, or is it fine? Guess this is a bit more of subjective, so it's fine if you share your purely subjective opinion, as that everything we say is purely subjective.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to us on anything.
Weather, storm clouds, mist, all of that. I don't have anything specific to ask here, so if you don't like it, is there anything to say here? Might as well skip this one. General thoughts are also welcome. Simple stuff like liked/disliked and why. Obviously that's a quite lot, so all these questions are positioned in order of importance, in case it takes too much time to answer them all. Now we got all the time. We're good.
Thanks for specifically calling out the not specific questions and making me look like an idiot.
All right, so let's work our from
Something
top down.
specific to me.
Perspective, geometry, sizes, blah blah blah, all that stuff.
So I love the forced perspective. First of all, good.
Yeah.
Good. See, I think you did a good job. If you're not someone who's really dabbled in perspective often, I think this is a good job, and it's something that this will just get better with time and practice. I really feel like you did use a grid. You did use, the ideas that you're supposed to keep in mind with perspective, especially layering and showing things in, foreground, background to really push the perspective with the volume of the piece. But I think there's just some simple things that can be taken care of to help finish pushing it. Like practicing anatomy and perspective, I think could use some work, and that's again something you'll just have to keep referencing and practicing. So as long as you keep up that kind of stuff, and I see Fluffy's adding some interesting things.
Yeah, I like the lightning you've got there. It feels a little bit like it's in a very specific place, and it doesn't quite enforce like the perspective you're going for, because it's coming down at sort of this direction, which is kind of going against the direction that we're going for with this background here. So I've just sort of doodled some lightning strikes that could sort of be coming from the distance and shooting over, just to sort of illustrate that, like, we're diving into this, just, here's where we're going, and everything is just going straight inwards this way. Just a simple thing, but it could help illustrate that.
I think it also helps that your lightning is so much more wild and crazy, where this other lightning, it captures the essence of lightning, how it branches out, but it still feels like a straight line, where lightning will go crazy.
It sort of reminds me of those Japanese swords that like this.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen those swords?
Yeah.
I'm probably not drawing them right, but yeah.
I completely agree with Maze. Using the lightning to highlight the clouds, because when lightning goes through a cloud, it lightens up an area. Like it's a big bright flash of light. So grabbing those edges, highlighting the ones, especially the ones that's piercing through. You've done a little bit on your lightning strike, but yeah, Zai's got it. Just this is going to be awesome because it helps frame this entire picture. You can darken down some of the middle clouds and make that Cloudsdale pop a lot more with its light ahead, but it's going to be duller than the lightning around it. That's going to really help this composition form a lot more. Then you get it to form.
I'm not sure if adding lighting to the actual characters, how do you guys think that works?
Oh, totally. Like if the lightning's anywhere around them, they're going to be lit up.
It's only because the line, I think I'm getting the impression this is like an Ursa Major and it's like spectral, but I don't know if that's actually the case. I don't think they're completely spectral. I think they still have light and shadow on them when we see them in the show. So yeah, they're just sort of slightly translucent. They're just jelly. They're just jelly monsters. Jelly bears.
Jelly bears. Well, jelly lions.
This one's a jelly lion, but yeah, Ursa Minors.
Yeah, something else I'd consider is maybe changing the position of Sunset. Right now, she's kind of like this long, tubular hot dog. Maybe have a lot more overlap going on. Like she could really
bacon flavored hot dog. Oh, genius!
I need it. Well, actually, yeah, never mind. So, like, also thinking in perspective, like you can exaggerate the butt a bit, make it bigger. Like this is the chest circle I've drawn, and maybe get a much bigger butt than normal because you want to have that like cone appeal because the perspective. But play with stuff like that where there'll be lots of overlap. We may be looking above her, but maybe she's in like a crazy hunched over position, holding on for her dear life.
Yeah. Speaking of that, an idea just came into my head. You don't have to do this, but what would be really funny is if she's just like clinging on for dear life with her back legs like flailing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Like she's just like, here's her body and her butt and her legs all like, wah!
See, that would also add some excitement and movement to it.
Just it would definitely illustrate like the idea that like they're shooting forward at like this break, because the creature like that is gonna be running so fast.
It seems like they're going into the sky too, so
yeah, like they're like shooting through the sky either upwards or forwards. I'm not sure if this is like them going up and that's why the lightning's like coming down, or if they're like going forwards into like a place, like running through the clouds. But like in either case, with her like with this huge creature like shooting forward, it's going to be like a lot for her to stand on, and the pose seems very casual. So at the very least, even if you want to keep the pose as it is, you could like try and spread her legs a little bit, like she's trying to hold on here, you know.
Or even get some variety in the legs, because I think another thing that doesn't help, which makes it feels flat, is the legs are doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. They're very uniform in the original picture. Like they're just like you got one here and one here. They're completely parallel, completely just sat on the same like little spot. So like spreading them out, doing more things with them. You can have one kind of like sort of in the same place, like it's a little bit more forward, and then the other one spread back a little bit. I drew that very badly. So just sort of that like so I mean this is like the planning stage of drawing, right? This is like how you sort of figure out like it's like action lines and gestures. Or maybe we can mix it up. Like, hey, here's one leg there, it's another leg back. And she's trying to get that like grip in there. It's all worth experimenting with. What is happening over here? Buck. So silly.
But yeah, that's otherwise this is a really great push you did. I'm very like happy to see people try and experiment and push themselves. So like please don't think the things we're saying just mean like this was a complete another, whatever. This is really good. You pushed yourself. And that's the best thing you can do for yourself as an artist is just keep pushing. Even if it doesn't turn out how you expect or want it to be, the fact that you tried it and are going to try it again, hopefully, means you're just going to get better by doing that.
Sorry. Just sneezing.
It's not like you were snapping something.
Alright.
Everything else in this.
That's all we got.
We did it.
Yay!
We're just getting really good at this.
Yeah.
Okay, that's adorable. These little sketches everywhere.
I especially like the lion. I don't know why, but I just am drawn to it particularly.
And I go to try and navigate to one of my folders on my desktop, and you know the thing happens when you hover over something and it like hides all the other windows. And my background on my other screen is one of CPC's random doodles where I drew some birds, and then she doodled us all hugging them.
Oh, I remember that.
Like yay, CPC doodles, and then I see more CPC doodles. She's the master of doodles and fluff graffiti. Fluffiti.
Yes.
How are you all in the Picardo land doing today? And how are you all in the YouTube land doing in the future when this gets uploaded? Hope everything's cool.
Smash that like button, leave a comment.
Yeah.
Tell us how you
Hit
feel.
that subscribe bell to be notified of all our releases.
So that's it. Thanks all for showing up, Maze.
Yep.
Looking at you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Maze. The only one in Picardo.
Love you.
You're the best.
Well, bye.
Shortest stream, and then tomorrow, like, or next week, sorry, we're having